Hi, Tom Cheddar here from Gears Magazine, and we're here at the 2014 Powertrain Expo. I have Danny Sanchez. Danny just completed one of his always dynamic seminars. Danny, great job.
Yeah, thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
You bet. Danny is the president of and founder of Autoshop Solutions. They're, I call it a one-stop shop for internet marketing, website design, pretty much anything digital. You know, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, we are the automotive aftermarket's largest agency, and you're right. We do everything digital and direct mail, and pretty much a marketing resource for repair shops and automotive businesses.
That's great, and you were recently selected, I guess 2 years running now, for the Inc. 5000?
We are. We made the Inc. 5000 2 years in a row, and even better, we were actually selected, or our employees made us one of the top 50 places to work in the Triangle, in the Raleigh-Durham Triangle market, and that's got names like Red Hat, SAS, and some big names in there, so yeah, we're really proud.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, by the way. And as I said, Danny just finished his presentation. What was the title of that?
So that was turning clicks into calls.
Clicks into calls. That's the key, isn't it, for internet marketing?
How you can make conversions. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, well, Danny, a lot of the folks that are going to be watching this weren't there.
Right.
Okay, so could you tell us a couple reasons why those folks should watch the video, the one that's going to be on your website and the actual website, as well as those who were there, maybe a quick recap.
Yeah, I sure can. So the internet is prolific in your business, whether you realize it or not. And there's some components that you really need to start paying attention to, and especially when it comes to mobile. But in conversions, it's all about getting that the click to your website, and then hoping to convert them into a phone call. This hour and a half session is really going to help you get some of your arms around the pieces that you need to do to convert those customers, the people who are looking for your services, into people who are going to get on the phone, give you a call, and hopefully become a customer. And this is just this hour and a half is just a small excerpt of a giant book, but it's really going to give them some of the pieces that they need to take steps forward and get some steps ahead of their competition.
Well, you know, you couldn't do it in an hour and a half, and you're certainly not going to do it in 3 minutes here.
Yeah.
So if you were to boil it down to just 3 key bullet points that you'd like to emphasize that they could take away from the seminar and those who tune in would get out of it, what would those 3 points be?
So probably the biggest pieces that I could probably bring up with is, one is that you've got to get up to date. The websites that are over 2 and 3 years old are not going to be competitive in the marketplace. Certainly if they're 4 or 5 years old, they're way too out of date. You have to be mobile compatible and mobile usable, not just friendly. It can't just look good on a screen. It's got to be usable for people to get onto. And then you need to keep using tools like AdWords and also watching your organic rankings to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time for the right keywords. And if the last thing is unfortunately this has become something just like transmissions are. It's not something that people can fix in their backyard. The technology's gotten too advanced. So it's something you really need to work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Find a company that you trust, that you work with, and let them help them move forward.
Danny, I'm going to ask you a challenging question.
Sure.
I've heard a lot of pitches about search engine optimization and these companies that promise you high rankings and all that. How can everybody promise and achieve a high ranking? Because there's only, 4 or 5 companies on the first page?
That's right. No, well, the short answer to that is they don't. There's a lot of companies out there that anybody really, even Google will tell you, anybody who promises position is generally considered a scam by Google. So there's the things that you do that are long-term, that have a great effect on the business. These are the things called the white hat SEO that you might have heard before. But there's the right way of going about it. It has a long-term effect. And then there's the short-term routes, which we know even rebuilding transmissions, when you go short-term and try and take shortcuts, it almost always costs you in the long run.
Sure.
So the same applies to internet marketing. You need to go the long routes, creating great content, building a high-quality website, working on the things that build a strong foundation. That's what makes you stronger long-term.
And of course, once you've got it built, you're done, right?
Yeah, you're not done. Everything you do, it needs to continue to evolve, and it's a never-ending process of continuing to make it better. This is the one piece of advertising that we're guys have been in the auto industry a long time. You and I both have, and most of the other marketing has always been fire and forget. Put it out there and then see how it performs. And internet marketing, unfortunately, has been anything but. It's something you have to keep your finger on, or have somebody do for you.
You know, one of the points you made in your seminar was that the lifespan of a website's like dog years. What does that mean?
Yeah, so we used to think websites could last about 3 years, but the reality is that 3 years on the internet, it's like dog years. That's really like 7 years. So put it in perspective, when it's 3 years old, the reality is it's 20 plus years old already, and it's past its prime. So you want to stay competitive? Yeah, 2 years or less. Really, the website needs to be refreshed.
Yeah, one of the frustrating things about technology is by the time you get to the store and buy it and get it home, it's already obsolete, right?
Yeah, in some respects it really can be, and that's why one of the things I mentioned in the class, and watch this hour and a half is talking about responsive. Don't build anything new that's not responsive. Right.
Very good. And I know, Danny, you and I have both taught seminars for years, and one of the things we've always said is knowledge without implementation is of little or no value.
Absolutely.
So what would the action steps be that you would urge listeners to take?
So really the message at the end of this is to think of your online marketing as a transmission. Don't think that it's either working or not working or broken. You got to think that it's probably slipping and not getting the traction that it really ought to. You need to have somebody professional review what you're doing and look for ways to make improvements, because that little 20% extra, 10% extra, 30% extra really make a difference in your bottom line. You need to have a professional look for ways to make it better.
Okay, so we urge you to go ahead and tune in, watch the video of Danny's presentation, and there's lots of other information on Danny's website and Gear's website about internet marketing. But more important, Danny, if they need help after they watch that video or they have questions, how do they get in touch with you?
So the cheap, shameless plug, of course, is go to autoshopsolutions.com and learn more about us, or give us a call. We're always glad to help. It's 919-342-6024. We're glad to help you.
Thanks for listening, and we hope that you go on and watch Danny's presentation.